So how much do influencers actually make? We've all seen the Instagram photos, the brand trips, the sponsorships, but what's the real number behind the lifestyle? Do influencers make millions? Do small creators make anything at all? And is this still a normal career path that people can break into? Today, we're going to break down how influencers get paid, how much they really earn, and why the numbers might shock you. So firstly, it's important to understand how influencers actually generate money, because they don't generate money just through one way. They often have 5 to 7 different income streams, and that's why some earn more than full-time salaries, even with small audiences. So the main ways that influencers get paid: number 1, brand deals. Now this is quite a big one, as brands pay for posts, reels, TikToks, or stories. And the rates, they massively vary by niche, and also with engagement and perceived influence. Number 2, affiliate marketing. And this is when influencers earn a percentage when people buy through their link. So if they're promoting a product, when someone buys that product, they might get 5 to 10% on each purchase. Some of the biggest earning niches for this are fashion, beauty, tech, and fitness, as they tend to be the biggest earners. Number 3, ad revenue. So YouTube pays the most for this, much more than really any other social media. TikTok and Instagram Reels, they pay less, but bonuses exist. Number 4, digital products. So this could be like ebooks or courses, presets, Canva templates. A lot of influencers will eventually make one of these, or multiple. Number 5, creator funds and live gifts. These tend to be a lot smaller, but they still generate income. So when someone asks how much do influencers make, the real question is, from which of these income streams? Because the answer changes everything. But let's get into the actual numbers, because that's what everyone wants to know. So if we take a look at nano influencers, which are 1,000 to 10,000 followers. So an average brand deal, you're probably looking at £50 to £150 per post, with monthly earnings being from £200 to £1,000. But small creators can often have really good engagement, so a lot of brands like working with smaller influencers, as if you get multiple, collectively they can have a big impact on sales. Then you've got your micro to mid-tier influencers, and that'll be from 10,000 to 100,000 followers. Now these brand deals can range from £200 to £1,000 plus, monthly earnings being £1,000 to £5,000. And when you're becoming a mid-tier influencer and you're earning that sort of income, you can often leave your full-time job at that point, as that's higher than a lot of salaries. Then you've got your big influencers, and that's 100k to 500k followers. Now these brand deals really vary, but you're looking at about £1,000 to £5,000 per post, with monthly earnings being £5,000 to £30,000. And these creators often get PR packages, travel invitations, and long-term sponsorships. And then of course you've got your mega influencers. These are the $1 million plus. And while it's difficult to get exact data on this, from what we know, brand deals are typically between 20,000 to 100,000 plus per post, as you're now in rich celebrity territory, and this is where influencers become brand owners and authors and public figures. Monthly earnings can be in the millions. But realistically, here's the truth. Follower count means very little without one thing, and that's engagement. 10,000 followers and a loyal audience can make more money than 100,000 ghost followers, as brands pay for influence and not just numbers. But let's take a look at some of the influencer earnings by social media platform, as these vary wildly. So taking a look at YouTube, this would be the highest paying platform, and that's because you get long form ads and brand deals, and it's much easier to funnel people towards a product or a business you own. And creators here can earn 1,000 to 20,000 per month, even with medium-sized audiences. If we take a look at Instagram, the brand deals will be more often than not the main income. You do get bonuses from Reels, again it's quite small. You can get influencer shops, so that can be good. But earnings vary wildly. In terms of TikTok, you've got a very huge reach, but small payouts. Again, brand deals is going to be a big part of this, although on TikTok you can promote TikTok shop and products that way, so your affiliate sales can be very high. So if you've got commission paid content, that's going to be a great deal of money then, and that will often mean that it edges out Instagram. Pinterest is great for affiliate income and digital products because of a few different reasons, and one of them is that you can link directly to a product from the post, so it makes it super easy to get customers to a particular page. But also as well, the shelf life of your posts are much longer than like TikTok or Instagram. It sort of matches YouTube in that sense. For example, I've got posts from months ago and they're still getting thousands of clicks. And this also means with small followers, you can still get very high conversions. So if your goal is long-term income, YouTube and Pinterest are king. But you can get really fast growth with TikTok or Instagram, but you do need quite a bit of luck there. I mean, I guess you need luck with any of them, but TikTok and Instagram, you need a bit more of a push. Realistically, Pinterest and YouTube is a bit more forgiving with the shelf life of your content, which means if something fails, it can also be picked up in the future. Instagram, if a post fails, or TikTok, it will very likely stay dead forever. So depending on your followers and engagement and what you're doing, will make an influencer's income very, very, very different. And the more of these you have going and the more platforms you're on, the more money you'll generally make. Of course, if you want to niche down on one particular platform, that works. But if you can make it work on multiple, then you're in a good position. So do some research on each individual niche and how much creators are earning in that niche if you want to make a decision on whether or not you'd like to be an influencer or a content creator. But just remember, there are some costs to it, as influencers pay for equipment, editors, travel, management fees, taxes, constant posting, and burnout risk. Arguably, you could take a few things off that list, but then the burnout risk goes up. So you might need some level of budget here. At least a lot of bigger influencers will need a full team, or at least some help. But influencers, they can make a little and they can make a lot. But they all have one thing in common. They've learned how to take attention and turn it into income. And if you enjoyed this content, let me know by liking, subscribing, and I will see you next time.